Join me as we talk all things true crime.
Made contact and shattered.
The missing 4-year-old. The parents have called the NSF, but the mother has went through a wall, came home, now they can't find her.
Chad, where are Lori's kids? They've been missing for 4 months. You have nothing to say?
4 were stabbed multiple times and were likely asleep during the attack. Some had defensive wounds.
Most of them had just like one that was the lethal stab wound.
Oh, what a tangled web we weave. Once I told a lie, and I told my family, I had to keep lying.
McSherman is a demon.
We haven't cleared anybody.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being here for another ATS News live stream. Tonight, we are doing another Gypsy Rose watch. So we have been sort of following her journey since she's been released from prison. She is one of the only people out there on social media and kind of making their presence known that, she's out of prison and this is the life that she's living. She's put herself out there very much. So we're just going to keep watching the circus. And again, I don't wish any ill will on her or the child that she has, but it has become sort of a circus. And a lot of stuff has just made a lot of people raise their eyebrow at her. And we've kind of gone from being fully supportive of her to being like, okay, girl, you've been out for a few months and what have you gotten done? I think we know what she's gotten done. She's gotten pregnant by allegedly Ken, who was her ex-boyfriend, ex-fiance from prison. She's still married to Ryan. So we're just going to follow her updates and Ryan's updates. I put some clips together. I also have stuff that, again, trying to look at the case from a different angle, mostly suggested by you guys trying to say she was never abused. That was a lie that the prosecution made up. And then there's the other end of people who are saying she was directly involved in the crime and don't fall for her manipulation and BS. She's lied. So I've remained having an open mind at all those types of discussions. A lot of people have recommended certain creators for me to watch and follow. Again, I don't want to fall down a biased opinions channel because they're sourcing the medical records, a lot of them. And I believe that those medical records could have been fudged by Dee. So to use the medical records as their point of evidence, I get to some degree, but at some degree, I do think that there could have been some manipulation being done by Dee. So it's just a very complicated case, and she's a complicated person. So like I said, I've got stuff that is recent that we're going to go through and react to. And then I've got stuff from the past that we're going to listen and react to. So let's get started. Again, thank you everyone for being here. And if you haven't hit the like button or subscribed, please do so. Again, the only other person who really has been involved in such an infamous, famous, high-profile crime and then released on parole, and is a female is Leslie Van Houten. So for those who know true crime, you'll know that she was one of the Manson members, and she participated in those murders, and she was released on parole last year. The thing about the difference in her and Gypsy is Leslie's living a very quiet, off social media type of life since she's been released, and Gypsy has put herself on mainstream media with the Kardashians, has her own Lifetime docuseries, which I call just a reality show. She's on TikTok, she's on YouTube. So that's the difference, like we would follow up on Leslie Van Houten, but she's just not out there the way that Gypsy is. So to see a criminal, to see someone who has, been involved in such a horrific crime, whatever level it was, and then be released, it's interesting for us true crime buffs to kind of put them under a microscope. I mean, she's putting herself out there herself. So in case people are wondering, why are we talking about Gypsy? That's just what we're doing here. So, all right. Speaking of TikTok, I put the link in chat. I'll do it again right now. I am less than 200 followers away from being able to go live over there. I will still obviously go live here and run my channel the same way, but I was thinking that I could do different types of live streams over there discussing crime, like cooking and discussing crime. We'll go for walks with the stroller discussing crime. Just maybe me putting on my makeup or nighttime, or just a different type of vibe on TikTok. I know a lot of people don't like TikTok, so you'll still find me here at the same schedule that I have been. But if you're on TikTok, follow me over there. I'll put the link in chat right now. And that's just in case, I get to the number that I need to go live over there. And then I can bring people from TikTok to this community and we can meet even more people. Okay. So where to start? First off, let me say hi to chat. Jen, Johnny's here. Tony, Marshall, Dub, Bean Bio Girl, Pointer Lover, Dustin, Delaney. Thank you so much. Sherry's here. Planet Jace, Zoe. I saw Cher is here. I'm not going to exploit my baby. Proceeds to exploit baby by showing off the ultrasounds. And all right, we're going to look at that right now. She's everything she says Dee Dee is. It's scary. Agree. Absolutely. Hi, Letitia. Foxy Ladies here. I wonder if we would ever heard about this case and her treatment if they hadn't killed her mom. Wild abuse allegations and a lot of pictures and videos her mom had were freaking crazy. Yeah. I mean, her sitting in that tub with her head shaved. If you want to argue that she wasn't medically abused by Dee Dee, I'm pretty sure you could argue that there was some psychological, mental abuse going on, which abuse is abuse. So I don't really try to downplay what she went through during the years that she was a child. Once her brain was developed, that's a different story, but that doesn't happen until you're in your early 20s. Delaney, thanks for being a member for 27 months. That's amazing. Hi, Unravel and everyone else. If I didn't say your name, so sorry. We are going to jump into stuff. So thanks, Jen. I appreciate that. Heartbreaking. I don't know why it's showing me as a member. I just paid last week. Sometimes it's glitchy. Sometimes it won't show. And then one day it'll show. No worries about it, Keenly. I know you just being here in chat is enough for me. Hi, Debbie. All right. All right. And I agree with this. I can't 100% say that Gypsy is evil, but I can respect people's viewpoint there. Gypsy is evil and Dee Dee wasn't well in her mind. My own free thinking opinions. And we welcome all opinions here. Psychological and mental abuse is worse than physical abuse. A broken bone heals faster. That is so true. And I think that we can all agree, no matter where your opinion lies, that Gypsy seems to be stunted mentally. She seems to, she's just, there's something off about her, which I believe is directly a result of her upbringing. Okay, so this is the ultrasound video. So we are going to play this. This is found on her YouTube channel. We'll go to her TikTok after this. We'll go to Ryan's TikTok, and then we'll go through some clips that were put together from live streams from them. Everything that we're sharing in this first half is new since the last time we discussed this case. So last week, everything was before all this stuff. And then like I said, we'll go from new stuff, and then once we get into older stuff and conversations, I'll let you guys know.
Hey everybody, good morning. So today, Ken and I are going to be heading to a place called Sweet Pea 3D, and it is an ultrasound place to where I can get new pictures of the baby. So the last time that we had ultrasound pictures done was when I was about 7 weeks and 3 days. So these were our sonogram pictures from that. You could tell she was just really tiny. And so now, at the time of recording this video, I am 17 weeks and 2 days. Okay, so for this ultrasound, I've been told that I have to drink a lot of water.
I don't know. I've never been told to drink a lot of water. Maybe sometimes it is easier to see on the sonogram when your bladder is full. So they've asked me like not to go to the bathroom when I get there and do the urine sample after, but interesting. Marshall does said, I have not seen the leak crime photos. So some of them had been released already. A lot of them you could have already found on Google because of Nick's trial. They were released. But then when I looked at the link, and you can find it on X, aka Twitter, obviously disturbing. And thank you, Sherry, for following me on there. I appreciate that. She had no normal childhood, no social connections, no loving parenting, and then went to prison. I'm not sure if it's fair for people to expect her to be normal. Agree there.
Hello.
Welcome. My name is Christina. This is Becca. Hey.
Hi.
Nice to meet you guys.
Thank you. Is it okay if we record?
You can do whatever you
All
want.
right. Thank you.
Use the bathroom.
Oh, look at this. Little sign they got for us
Oh,
here.
look at this little sign. Aw, this place is adorable.
It is. It is.
It's like a little oasis in this building.
Yeah, I know, right?
But if you're ready, we can go ahead and head
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
this way.
All right.
I want to pause it because remember on one of his TikToks, hey, Roxanne, good to see you. And thanks for being here. I know Gypsy's not your favorite topic, but I appreciate you being here. One thing that I kind of want to hone in on is Ken in a lot of these TikToks, because he had his own TikTok, which we shared last week, of him stating like, it was kind of, oh my gosh, Letitia, we think exactly the same sometimes. He was like trying to say like, yeah, it was kind of weird, filming for the reality show and like the camera crew following me around. It's like, give me a break, Ken. You love it. You live for this. That's why you snuck your way back in Gypsy's life to, because his own words, he never expected her fame to blow up the way it did. He, was dumped her while she was still in prison. As soon as she's married and all that, he starts weaseling his way back with the help of Christy, the stepmother. And yes, I agree with that one comment that it's probably hard for Ryan to watch this stuff. But, look at him in these. I think so far he seems pretty comfortable in front of the camera. It's only been a couple minutes, but I just think personally that he's using her. And I think that I just don't feel like they have that chemistry together when they're on camera. That's just my opinion.
I'm vlogging the whole thing.
It's so cozy in here.
Yeah, it is.
You got
All right. Oh, I do. You want to hold the camera?
Sure.
All right. So I brought him a special ribbon. It says daddy to be.
Aw, that is so sweet.
She makes me wear these.
I do.
Very sweet. Right here is baby's little heart.
I see it.
Would y'all like to hear it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so fast.
Legs.
I
right
see
here.
the legs.
Little booty right there. That's her legs are just moving.
Oh yeah, I can see. Wow. Mama's doing so well.
Got this little hand resting right here on this little cheek. This little fist balled up right here.
Oh, I can see.
She's definitely gotten bigger. Last time I was at 7 weeks and 30 days, and she looked like a little chicken.
Aww. She's kind of wiggling.
She's stubborn.
Who'd she get that from?
Me.
You. It's working a little bit. My pray time is over.
She doesn't care.
Oh, she did it.
Well, she's got one little hand right there. Let's see.
Probably stop.
Oh no. You can see the little tip of her little
I
nose
see
right
it.
there.
Mhm.
That's where her little eye is right here. That's her little eyelids.
She's got a prominent nose.
I can already see that
She's
big
got
nose
her
for
nose.
me.
That's her like 4 little fingers right
Okay,
there. That
I
little
see it.
That little thumb is going to be tucked behind that.
Okay.
And just like we stated earlier, you know, her own quote herself, I'm not going to put my baby on social media. And then now, you know, she proceeds to share this whole episode, put the Sano up on there. And so, you know, this is all for profit. Ad revenue that she's getting off of this video, all that is exploiting the baby. Again, do what you want, but don't say things and then kind of contradict yourself. This is why people are like, she's a liar. She's always lied. We can't believe a word she has ever said. You know, once you lie about something small, everything else that you have said in the past, like, you know, that she was in the bathroom with her head down and her ears covered by her hands and she didn't participate in the crime. It was just Nick. You know, that this is where I start to go over my thoughts and opinions on the case. And I'm like, dang, like she spends all this time in prison, gets released, and I feel like she's lied from day one. And you know, her saying, I'm not going to exploit my baby, you know, lie detector determined that that was a lie, clearly. That's understandable, Jen. You could just watch her stuff through me. That way we don't have to support her. And that's the other thing too. Hey, Jay, is she has affiliate links, you know, like this is the hair shampoo that I use and click this link. You can buy it on Amazon. Anything that she shares like on her TikTok, that's an affiliation link or TikTok shop or whatever, like she gets a small percentage of that. So a lot of people who are against supporting her are like trying to spread the word, like don't click on those links because she'll get a portion of the proceeds. You know, do what you want, but be aware, you know, of that stuff. I think she's learned how to be manipulative from her mother because she's very manipulative. I agree. Totally. And there's like a little link or there's a little clip here from stuff. It says it was from behind the scenes or never released footage from her show where she kind of is like talking to Ken about lying about like their relationship. And I'm like, see, this is like straight up plotting and you can see it firsthand. So we'll watch that soon.
Right here. here because she's kind of like turned. You can see her little ribs.
Oh wow, yeah.
And as these little bones harden, you see how we see these little shadows? Those little shadows become more prominent as her little bones ossify.
Okay.
You have a posterior placenta. So right here sits in the back.
Okay.
See that little pillow-like thing
Yeah.
right there?
What's more soothing than the Forrest Gump theme song?
I never even knew this was the
Really? I didn't notice.
All your problems just go away.
I feel like you've watched Forrest Gump one too many times.
First off, I love Forrest Gump, one of my favorite movies. And yes, I agree, Letitia. For all we know, she could have used a donor, and neither Ryan or Ken are the father. At this point, with how many things seem to be, contradicting themselves with her, I don't put anything past her. I still am not 100% that Ryan isn't the father. And I wonder if she's not 100% too, because the timeline, and people have tried to lay it out, it looks iffy. It looks really close. And we know from her reality show that she, stated that she had to take the Plan B pill, and that was days later. The accuracy of that Plan B pill goes down each day you don't take it. So it just really makes me wonder. Some people, which last week, this was the whole thing, is they were trying to say that this pregnancy wasn't real. I was never on board with that. I think that would be a very hard lie to kind of convey to a live social media audience like she has. This obviously confirms that wasn't true. And there were people out there that were like, I have a reliable source who says that her pregnancy isn't real. It's like, now that person, now what? What do you have to say now? Your reliable source is obviously not reliable.
Who hasn't seen Forrest Gump 50 times?
Probably me and Gypsy.
I guess so. All right, I'm the weird one.
Then turn. Not one to give us a great profile right now.
Totally.
We've got these look at these little legs all curled up, little knees right there side by side.
That's how I like to sleep.
I agree.
See this little ankle right there, this little foot right there.
You're missing out, Linda.
Yes.
Quite literally.
Yes.
So right here, this is kind of like that little pie shot, like little booty cheeks are right there.
And I'm pausing it right there because I think that would be something that she would do, sort of, oh gosh, I didn't, play the victim like she does, make this whole drama over it, because there's a huge aspect of her that lives in this fantasy world. I think that she thinks maybe she would still have support, and she keeps Ryan on the back burner for whatever reason too. So it's like, is the baby his or not?
These legs are just to get out. This leg all stretched out. Both of those little legs stretched out right now. Still looking very girly down there. She's got that. Oh, she's touching your uterine wall right now.
Oh, yeah, I see.
And that's the truth, Alicia. It's sad because even negative attention is good attention. Is still attention. Bad publicity is still publicity. That same type of motto. And that for people who are influencers, which is what she's trying to be, people who are on social media, I mean, let's face it. If you're involved in a controversy or drama, people are going to go to your page because they've heard about this drama. They want to see your side. They get sucked into this whole reality show of the drama. So another reason why I feel like, you know what, it wouldn't surprise me if it was Ryan's. because I think that she could still benefit from it.
Yeah. Stretched out. This is your uterus. That's her hand. That's her other hand.
She's doing a lot right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Did she just punch me?
Right there.
Oh wow, she's got a fist.
Oh, that's funny.
She's got some hands.
Take this. And then you can kind of walk around right here. I'll kind of move. If you want me to move this chair, I can move it out the way. Sorry.
Do I need to do anything in particular or just walk around?
Sometimes if you kind of
Jump up
tap,
and down.
you don't have to jump. But if you kind of tap, sometimes that'll kind of help maybe kind of move. But just kind of like do some little laps right here.
Moving around.
Head bobbing.
Head bobbing.
I will say her nose and profile looks so much better now that she got that rhinoplasty. I have to say it, have to be honest. Hi, V Slims. Good to see you. Why is the room blue? Is this crazy? I don't know. They have like special lights in there. Yes, Delaney, same thoughts. She looks so different, but the same. Yes. A lot of people have said if she was a real victim of Munchausen by proxy, why would she jump and get into all these procedures and pregnancies? I'm not sure that really correlates. I can see the argument, but once she's in control of things and it's not the alleged abuser making these decisions for her, I think that it becomes a different scenario. Again, I definitely respect people's argument on that. And I would say like, I see what you're saying. I'm just not 100% there. A lot of people are. Her being on social media and, wanting to be this influencer and, meeting Kim Kardashian, etc. There's probably a more need for her to have done the nose job because of all the hate and stuff that she was getting for it. Okay, Dustin, we'll see you soon. Tomorrow night, we're going to do Stuff in Stearns and Madeline Soto. We're going to listen to the new interview. Why does it look like a party is happening? Yeah, she always gets special treatment. Right. Oh, thank you, Miss Mew. Brilliant, beautiful. Amber is still giving us exceptional content. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad you've been watching since the CDT days. It's been going on for like, I don't know, 5 years now, with my collaborations over on that channel and here. So the fact that you've been around that long, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Turn around. This is the baby dance right here. Isn't that the?
I can put it on if you like.
So Johnny, that she's dancing and moving around so that this person doing the sonogram can get a different position of the baby. Sometimes when you like move around or tap it or whatever, the baby will move and then she can continue her exam looking at things that she's looking at.
I don't know how that goes. I ruined it. It's normal.
If you want to, we can come on and try it again.
All right.
What she's doing.
Let's go see our daughter.
It worked.
Oh, she turned up.
Still got her head turned a little bit, but she is facing upward. And she's got these little hands, these little boxing hands right here in her little face. Little fist right there.
Yeah.
Little forearm right there. Little heart right there.
I agree.
Oh my God. She just burped or something.
Sometimes if I'm kind of like moving in and out, it can kind of make it look like, She's kind of moving it. Sometimes they'll jump too, see that sometimes you might think.
How you doing, Mom?
Good.
Now she's throwing that head back. So right here you can see her little facial bones. This is her little jawbone right there.
That's a good possibility, Debbie. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
That's true being bio
She
girl.
looks like a baby now. And not a
So you can
chicken.
definitely tell she's a girl, right? Through this? Okay.
Just to clear that up also. So people were saying, how did she find out the gender already? She's only 17 weeks or 16 when she announced it. They have blood tests nowadays that you can take when you are 12 weeks. So the blood test comes back with the gender, and it is like 99.1% accurate. Like some people were trying to say it's not even that accurate. It is. It absolutely is. You don't get much more accurate than a blood sample that they end up breaking down in the lab and pulling out the genetics from. So back in the day when they just relied on the sonos, that wasn't as accurate.
Can't double confirm.
So if it was male genitalia, it would be shooting upward.
Okay.
Female genitalia is going to be parallel with the spine. So you see how this genitalia is more this way, and then this is the spine.
Okay.
Back here. Look out these hands covering that face again.
Again.
Loves those little hands.
I've always liked to sleep that way too, though. With my hands up on my face. It's comforting.
I feel like a lot of little babies love those hands and their eyes. Sometimes they'll even have those little feet on their face. Is there anything that you'll like right from any of these pictures?
Not that I can think of.
Not yet.
Yeah, not that I can think of.
Yeah, say thanks for drinking the water.
You keep drinking it.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom, for keeping me hydrated. I used to grill her every day in the first few months.
It's
I'd drink
good.
water. She wouldn't be.
Especially in this heat. You know, it's so easy to get dehydrated.
It's like a running joke. Drink the water.
Drink the water.
Good. You're doing great. It's
I bought her like a half-gallon jug for her birthday.
Yeah,
great
so
birthday
serious.
Amongst others. That's just one of them.
Johnny, stop. That would mean that the person doing the sonogram is in on this prank. Oh my gosh.
Drink the
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Are there more times that they're active than others? Like if I'm eating?
Typically, I always tell my moms eat like 45 minutes prior to, because it normally takes 45 minutes for like sugar to hit the amniotic fluid, and then they'll start drinking and kind of be, you know, typically more alert. Sometimes they're still a little sleepy, and especially if you eat a big meal, it's kind of like Thanksgiving dinner for them. Put them to sleep.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Alright.
You did it, Mom.
Same being bio girl. And clearly I've had the chance. You know, I've gone to so many sonos in this pregnancy, and it's like I just couldn't, it's so intimate, you know, and but she's just like everyone was saying in chat, I have to agree, like just like Dee Dee, like she's craving the attention. Then it just ends awkwardly with Ken giving the thumbs up. Like, I don't see them ever really, like, I've seen pictures of them kissing. I just, in live reactions, like, let me just slow this down. I just don't see or feel the chemistry between them. That's just my opinion. Like, I just don't know if he loves her. Whereas when I would watch the show with Ryan on it, and TikToks with them together and interviews, like, I could see more chemistry. Again, that's just my opinion. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I did want to see the comments. Not Ken saying, I can see that big nose already. What? Right. Like, I feel like that joke would come from like a brother or from like a best friend, not from like your significant other who loves you and loves everything about you. I don't know. My son would rarely show his face during the 3D ultrasounds. Same with my daughter. My doctor suggested drinking orange juice. Congrats to you and Ken. Good thing you won't exploit the baby on the internet. 45 likes. No one can change the past, but the future is yet to be told for both Gypsy and Ken. I wish you two the best of luck and many congratulations. She still has time to redeem herself, in my opinion. But so far, I'm not impressed with anything that she's done since being released. I was told to drink apple juice, blah, blah, blah. For some weird reason, I see Ken taking this child saying she isn't stable enough. Oh my God, 54 likes. There's just so much about her that rubs me the wrong way. All of them, actually. I can only imagine the pain Ryan has when he's seeing this video, knowing he was married to Gypsy, and he still is married legally, and he wanted a family with her, and she was so quick to dump him to move on to the next guy, who was actually an ex, and who he was worried about, and she kept reassuring him, there's nothing going on with us, don't worry. And have a baby with this new guy. I feel so bad for her husband. I thought you weren't going to exploit your child or put them on the internet. I used to love ultrasounds when I was pregnant. Okay, yeah, so dang, Ryan wasn't invited? Shaking my head. Why does she tilt her head so much when she talks? She seems like she's changed her vibe as she's gotten more fame from all this now. Wow. Interesting. People noticing a difference in her. Yeah, there's more comments. A lot of this same one. I thought you said you weren't going to expose your baby on social media. Another lie. See, this is what I mean, is like people are starting to say or to think and say, like, you said this. How can we believe anything you said in the past when it seems like you're lying? So what else have you lied about? You're involved in a horrific crime. Now people want to know, what was your level? Did you lie about it not being as much? It's just a growing question for myself and other people. Right. Is he going to make fun of any other problems the baby may have too? Right. Me too, Paul. My boys always put their arms up right on the screen. Yeah, I never saw my daughter's face until she was born, because every Sano, she was like this. I'm like, come on. But it was a nice surprise. Yeah, exactly. That's an inappropriate thing to make fun of the baby's nose. Right. And now it's documented and put on YouTube forever. The child could see that and say, wow, Dad, like, what a jerk. Thanks for making fun of me. Agree. I think it's a relationship of convenience. I could see that. Ryan still loves her. What an idiot. Yes, this should have been kept private. Ryan loves her. Oh, really, Sherry? Yeah, I'm in line for my second one. I've heard healing for the second is worse. Let me know your experience. Could it still be other buddies? Possibly. No warmth or bond. That's what I feel. Yes, with Ken and Gypsy. I'm just like, I'm not convinced yet. Like, I really think that they're using each other. And I think that she's being used by him and she doesn't want to accept it. Maybe she just tells the truth as many times as we file taxes. So we can't be shocked about lies. I know it. It's just going to bat for her like I had in the past. And like, she wasn't involved, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of like, geez. Was she? Okay, so right now, let's go to, supposedly, these are never before seen clips. I watched the show, but that was like weeks ago. I just can't recall if these were ever seen or not, but I find them interesting and you'll see why.
Ryan called me. He's like, guess what I found out today? I said, what? You've been talking about since late February. I'm like, wow. Oh. Wow. I'm like, and then I'm like, so are you going to subpoena my text messages? He's like, yep.
So she's on the phone, FaceTime with Ken, talking about her conversation she had with Ryan. And Ryan's pretty much calling her out with lies, saying, you told me you weren't talking to Ken behind my back. I'll find out through our divorce and, find out if you really were talking to him. So that's what this whole conversation is. And it's very cringe. And, you know what, I believe that they probably were talking, even though the show tried to make it seem like Ken was only talking to Christy, the stepmother. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me.
And he's blowing my freaking up again.
This is why you just need to block him, honestly. Like, it just feels like it's just you two fighting every day.
Pretty much.
So you two, you need to just block him because it seems like you guys just fight every day. So here's another example of me saying, like, I feel like Ken is more like a brother or a friend, because if he's your man, if he, is stepping in and taking over, what man wouldn't say, like, I don't want you speaking with your ex, you better block him, or, I won't tell you to block him, but I really don't want you speaking with him. I think that we need to move on together forward. Instead, he's like all passive, like, I really think that you need to block him because all you do is, argue. And it's just like, to me, there's no like passion behind it. There's no like, it just doesn't feel real, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. You guys let me know your thoughts. Yeah. Christy didn't split up Ryan and Gypsy. She kept Ken and Gypsy together, right? It's a good way to put it. Being Bio Girl says he doesn't love her. I'm genuinely worried for the baby. Ken and Gypsy are both a concern to me. Yeah, they seem very immature, both of them. You know what I'm saying though, Jay? Like, why wouldn't he just be like, enough already? I don't want to hear about you talking to Ryan. Talk to Ryan through your lawyers. It just seems like something's lacking. Yeah, I think he's doing it for attention, to be honest. Mutually beneficial. Roxanne, exactly. He don't care. Exactly. And if he really was serious about them, I feel like it would come across that way. Just my opinion. And those on replay, let me know your guys' thoughts.
I know. Ken and I are back together. We want to wait till the divorce is final to come out in the public eye with it. We had one visit, and he texted me yesterday, and he's like, are you having any second thoughts? You have always been my person. I never proposed to anyone else because I never loved anyone like I love you. I'm like, okay, well, all in the past I said I was never gonna get back together with Ken because I can't trust that he's not gonna break my heart again. He realizes that he did me wrong, but I'm giving him a chance to make up for it. People could call me gullible, stupid, whatever, but it's my heart.
And that's fine and dandy to give somebody a second chance. We understand it's your heart, your life, but now the way that you've jumped from, I'm going to give him a second chance, I might be gullible or stupid, to now you're having a child with this guy. Like, do you understand? So you giving him a second chance, oh, he will. I agree, Melanie. You giving him that second chance, like, that should have been like maybe a year-long process. Like, see if he sticks around throughout the divorce process and supports you. See if he gets a job himself. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on here? It's just so questionable. Do what you want, but why did you have to get pregnant right now? Especially after saying on the TV show when you were with Ryan, I'm not at a place to, have a child, something along those lines, not has to put herself and her needs first. Everything she says, she contradicts with her actions. And that's what's really frustrating me. I agree, Tony. I'm not big on Ryan, but I feel he would treat the baby better if she is his. Agree. More of a connection, probably. So yeah, it gets worse too. Hold on.
Love you. I miss you too. You can call me tonight.
All right, I love you. Have a good day.
All right, you too. Love you. Bye. Todd and Christy were all smiles as they sat in lawn chairs together at the festival held at the historic fairgrounds. Gypsy's outing with Euchre, her dad, and her stepmom comes less than a month after she called off her marriage with a strange husband, Anderson.
Whatever. It's one of those things that are just going to happen.
Yeah.
No matter what we do, where we go, what's happening, there'll be an article about it.
No matter where we go. So she's reading some, article about them. First she starts off this whole clip with saying that she doesn't want to come out with her relationship with Ken until the divorce is final. Well, that didn't go that way now, did it? Now Ken is trying, well, whatever, no matter what we do, there'll be an article about it. And funny, because I think you knew that, Ken. I think you counted on that and banked on that, so to speak. Ironically, the word banked, because I think that this is all for money and fame for him. He'll try to play it off on here like, oh, what can we do? It'll happen. Like, no, that's what you want to happen. You want it to happen.
Like, better just to be out and open with it.
Make a public statement.
Maybe.
Whatever you want to do.
I'm caught between not wanting to propel the situation, but I don't want to look over my shoulder and be like, we're just friends.
Well, it's obviously not the case.
And here's what I was talking about. She debates with Ken about, well, how should we handle this? Should we just come out with it? I don't want to just, basically she's saying, I don't want to lie and say we're just friends. That's what you did. You tried to come out saying that you guys were just friends. In fact, there's so many articles that anybody could look up where it's her downplaying this and no, because it was so soon after her and Ryan. It literally was one day Ryan, one day Ken. Of course, people are going to question the paternity of the child. And this is another example of me trying to say, full on scheming and plotting on camera of how to shimmy the narrative. And it's just, I don't like it. It's just very ugh, it doesn't sit well with me. Keenly, I try not to do that. Me too. I don't think, I don't know. I don't want to bash him, but there's just nothing attractive to me about Ken. Not that Ryan was, but I don't know. And hello, Scottish Queen. Good to see you. Joining us here live all the way from Scotland.
Like we are together. Everybody knows that.
Not everybody knows that. Like,
Any sensible person knows that.
you're right.
But
You're
it's
right.
okay. It's just
We are
a
where
lesson
we are
that we're
now.
learning.
And
We're gonna find our way through it. We're gonna adapt and overcome.
we got this.
For sure.
It's sweating.
It's hot in here.
Yeah, it's an air conditioner.
Blah. That's what I think. All right, what's next? What's next? This is funny. I hope you guys find this funny too. Last week we went through and did her her pregnancy announcement. And of course, people are already putting like spoofs and like different filters on it and stuff. I saw this today. I was cracking up. All right, hold on. Hope you guys find it funny.
I'm your mom, and I'm married to another man, but pregnant by your dad. I also killed your grandma with the help of the love of my life, and he will now spend the rest of his life in prison for me. Welcome to the family, sweetie. Hi, I'm your mom, and I'm married to another man, but pregnant by your dad. I also killed your grandma with the help of the love of my life, and he will now spend the rest of his life in prison for me. Welcome to the family, sweetie.
I'm sorry. It's just like, it's funny. For reals, right? LOL. Oh no. Yes. Yes. I'm sorry, but like I seen that when I was on Facebook. I was like, oh my God. Stop. Yes. And like it's not funny how they're saying like I killed your grandma because it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But yet when you look at this whole scenario and picture and story, it's just like it's so cringe. You know, you go to prison for that long. Nick is still sitting there without the chance of even parole. So Leslie Van Houten, like we described as the member of the Manson family, did what she did and is out. She's out living in California. Nick doesn't even have that chance. And both the crimes from the crime scenes, you know, both involved a knife and they were both horrific, you know, different states and all that. But it's just, it's too much. Like when you look at it from, you know, this point of view, like now she's welcoming this child with this guy who's not her husband, who actually dumped her when she was in prison. It's just so cringe. It's very cringe, but it was funny. So I hope you guys find it funny too. All right. I don't want to go to the old stuff yet. So we watched the TikToks from last week of the baby announcement. So let's watch the ones that have happened since.
I'm gonna pick out some stuff for the nursery to hang in my room / nursery. Okay. Where are you going, babe? You're going to the Christmas department. I don't know where you're going. Come over here. Alright, we have lots of pretty stuff. Oh, this is cute. Lots of cute things. If you see anything that you think is pretty, that would look pretty on the wall, you like that? Alright. Alright, that'll be one of the things we get. This is cute. My darling girl, I love you so. That's really cute. some more stuff over here. Oh, these are definitely pretty. Oh, this stuff. More pink stuff. I think that's too big. It's very flowery. Very flowery. These are kind of pretty.
Oh, thank you.
This is cute too. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cute.
it is. You want it?
Yeah, I'll get that. Oh, there's another.
Oh, she is, Johnny. She's paying for everything.
That's really cool too. That's kind of cool. See, this would be like good for whenever she's like 5. Princess. This is kind of cute. I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do with that, but I'm gonna get that. We have pink flower.
DJ, exactly.
Perfect.
Okay. So far, I mean, I think. What? Aw, that is cute. I think this would be like good. Like stuff like this is like good for when she's like
Older,
a little older, but like for baby stages. Yeah, I think just something to kind of decorate the walls with by her crib and stuff. I think it's really nice. Starting to get some stuff. I'm gonna pick out some stuff for the nurse.
Look, he almost got all the way.
I thought she was fishing.
Oh,
there's some little rocket.
It's like some paper airplanes.
Yeah, that's
it's for you to basically get used of it.
Yeah.
I like Beat Saber. It's my favorite.
Yeah, this is about 15 minutes. After this, you can play some games.
Oh my God! Balloons and sailboats.
Good job.
Oh, that was so awesome.
Was that fun or
That
what?
was so
Roger, you want to try it?
Heck yeah, I gotta try it, man. I gotta try it.
Oh,
I gotta try it.
that's what I.
Woo!
Guys, I'm on your phone. You videoing them.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're video.
No, it's okay. It's on video. I'll be able to get some good snapshots out of it. So just look at me and smile. Look at me and smile.
Do you want to take a picture on my phone for me?
Yes. Look, he almost got
When the song come on, let me see you get gone. Baby mamas, this your song. Been pregnant for way too long. Now tell the DJ turn it off. When the song come on, let me see you get gone. Baby mamas, this your song. Been pregnant for way too long. Now tell the DJ turn it off.
Cringe, right? Cringe. And like the lyrics, been pregnant way too long. You're not even halfway. You're not even halfway pregnant. It's just,
And 2 days. Okay, so for this ultrasound, I've been told that I have to drink a lot of water. Hello.
Welcome. My name's Christina. This is Becca.
Hi.
Nice to meet you guys.
It's so fast. Did she just punch me?
Right there.
Oh, wow. She's got a fist. Yeah, say thanks for drinking the water. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom, for keeping me hydrated. I used to grill her every day in the first few months.
It's
Drink
good.
water. She wouldn't be.
Especially in this heat. It's so easy to get dehydrated.
And did you hear that? I used to get at her every day in the first few months because, she wasn't drinking enough water. First few months, she's 16 weeks pregnant. Like you're in the first few months. So that's why it's like, how long has this pregnancy been going on for? I don't know. And not only that, but like say it is accurate in the weeks. So was she sneaking behind Ryan's back with Ken? And then she got pregnant, and then Ken's been telling her to drink a lot of water. There's just so many things, and I'm like, what's going on here?
It's like a running joke. Drink the water.
Drink the water.
Good. You're doing great.
I bought her like a half-gallon jug for her birthday.
Great birthday gift.
Amongst others. That's just one of them.
Drink the
We were just kids when we fell.
I have to mute it for copyright reasons. But yeah, it looks like she shared, we are happy to announce we are expecting our first child. Okay, this is an older post. We've seen all these. All right, so that was her updates on her TikTok. Now let's see Ryan's. Again, he apparently is still very much a part of this story because he's claiming that Gypsy still loves him.
Hey guys, just hanging out on a nice Sunday, getting ready to watch the Saints game. That's why I got my Saints jersey on. Who that say they're gonna beat them Saints? But anyway, guys, I just wanted to do a video. I noticed I haven't done a video in a while. I've been doing lives recently. And guys, the feedback that I get from my TikTok lives is awesome. Like, I know there's been 3 girls who've made TikTok videos about my lives, and those are so great to me. I love seeing that from people. I love hearing that they laugh at them. I know they're laughing at my mannerisms and things I do. And, you know, I do those stupid polls, but now it's become a thing. It's just what I do. And guys, I enjoy doing my lives. If y'all want me to continue doing TikTok lives, let me know in the comments. And if you don't want me to do them, keep that to yourself. No. And I know there's a guy named Oscar who imitates me and puts on jerseys, and he says some things I wish I could say, but I just don't. But guys, I hope you are having a good week, and thank you all again for the messages and the support. Y'all have a good day. Bye.
All right, so that is his latest video on his TikTok. He did go live over the weekend, or, you know, since we've spoken last on this case. I don't know if it was over the weekend or last week that we didn't discuss this, but I've got some clips to share, and then we're going to go back in time from, you know, her childhood and kind of relook at some things. So thank you all for being here. Yes, Ryan is on the puppet string just in case. Agree. Back burner for sure. That's what I always called it. Keeping him on the back burner. DJ says, sorry, but he creeps me out. A lot of people don't like Ryan. All right, so let me share some clips, and then we'll take a trip down memory lane with some older stuff.
I mean, yes, she does. I hope, Ken, you hear that. Yes, she does. Ken is watching the live. Good for him. Tell your woman to quit calling me, Ken. Oh, mother. He thinks like Gypsy's pregnant, right? Why doesn't the dude have a job? Does the dude have a job yet? Like, Ken, you got a job yet? I mean, well, you held a job and what, you lost it? And you quit or something? Like, what's the deal? I mean, get a job, bruh. You think you about to be a daddy, but you ain't got no damn job? What a joke. You just gonna live off Gypsy forever? Punk ass. And yeah, I said it. I'm sorry. I got mad. But dude's a punk. Dude's a punk. Get a job. Probably still asking Gypsy to pay your rent, huh? Yeah.
So we heard at first that Ken was living with his parents. Then we find out that he's got his own apartment. And now here, Ryan is leaking some accusations that Ken has asked Gypsy to pay his rent. And I'm not surprised there. I really am not surprised if that's true. Yeah, I know. Yeah, get a job, bro. I have to say, if I had to pick, I would be Team Ryan, but I'm not about to be put in a position to pick. All right, so I don't know if this is blurry. Let me read it from my phone. So remember on our last stream, we talked about how she was like deleting these milestone pictures from her pregnancy. There's like ones where she's holding a banana and she's holding an avocado and a mango, and saying the baby is this size, I'm this amount of weeks. Well, people were saying that those posts were being deleted. So this is Gypsy's response to that. Correction, I'm 16 weeks and our little one is the size of an avocado. I love watching my baby bump grow. I was using a Pregnancy Plus app, but it was giving me inaccurate fruit comparisons. So I switched to the app Flow app instead. Sorry for the confusion. So she's posted milestone pictures about how big she is, how far along she is, the size of the baby, and those posts were deleted. So then people were confused and wondering, okay, so what are these? Like, I thought you said it was the size of this, but now it's this. So she's like changed her narrative of, the weeks and the size of the baby. And now she's blaming it on the app that she was using. So, is that true? Is it the app's fault? Or is this another example of straight manipulation in front of our eyes, and people are eating up her excuse? This app was giving me this, and now this app was telling me this. It's like, I don't know. It's so hard because you want to believe it, but at the same time, you're like, she just always points a finger elsewhere when she's kind of put under the radar and like, hey, why'd you delete these pics? Or I thought you said the baby was this size and this amount of weeks, but now you're saying it's this amount of weeks. So it's just very questionable. It's very questionable. And we just don't know. We don't know what to think, in my opinion. Hi, Melissa. Good to see you. Yes, said she wasn't going to exploits the baby. Lie detector determined that was a lie. Other people have pointed out the lack of weight gain. Also, noteworthy. All right, so we went through that. Let's see what else. Okay, so then in that TikTok video that we just shared of her shopping with Ken, people have said, oh my gosh, like, is Ken wearing a wedding ring? So I don't know where that ring came from, what it symbolizes, why Ken's wearing it on that hand and that finger. I wouldn't be surprised if Gypsy didn't buy him one. And remember, there's literally a TikTok video of Ken saying that he's not ready to propose to her, and obviously she's still married to Ryan. So, why would he? But I can see Gypsy as that type of desperate girl to be like, I'll get you a ring, or I want you to have this. I spent money on this. I don't know. Very weird. All right, moving right along. Now now we're starting to kind of take a trip back in time. Now the poster board there is the HBO documentary movie, whatever you want to call it, of Mommy, Dead and Dearest, which was her story that they sold to HBO. And I just find this picture very cringe, very like, why are you posing next to this movie poster with Dee Dee on there, who was killed by Nick with the help of Gypsy? It's just very cringe. What do you guys think? I mean, I don't even think cringe is the word. I just was like, I seen this and I was like, no way is this real. Then I seen other copies of it and it seems very much that it is real. I was just like, what in the world is going on? Like, this is so bizarre. Like, does anyone else find this weird? And remember, Rod, like, he slept. I mean, Dee Dee is his ex-wife. So Rod's just over here posing like, yeah, I got 2 women here that I slept with, and I got 2 daughters here that I've procreated, and now let's pose in front of this picture. It's just so weird. It's crazy, I tell you. Right. That is gross. Exactly. Beyond cringe. Crunge. Yes. Yes. Like, oh, we sold the story. Let's make money. Let's take our picture here, guys. What? Why are they smiling? Smiling, creepy. What the actual F? Right. I mean, it's bizarre. Johnny, I thought only ladies were gold diggers. I guess it's 2024. Men are gold diggers now. Interesting. Look out, ladies. Here I come. You'll have to take some notes from Ken. Oh my gosh. I can't even. It is gross. They are all so bizarre to me, extremely strange. And that's the other thing too. It's like we speak on this like train wreck that we just can't look away from. Like it's not even just Gypsy. It's the family dynamic. It's every single one of them, in my opinion. They have a great PR people, don't you think? Right. Yeah. Yuck. She's not breaking the cycle. Looks like they're all happy about what happened. Right. And it's like they could argue and say that's not the case or you're looking into it wrong. This is how it looks. I mean, look at us looking at this. We all have that type of opinion of this. You know what I mean? They're all weird. It's extremely distasteful. And obviously she does not, she's not grasping. Yeah, I agree. Sickening. These people's brains are on some good God. Good. Yeah. I mean, questionable. Yeah, history repeating itself, MK. It could. It easily could. It's weird, right? It's the whole racetrack, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's like with Ken. And when she runs out of money, he'll leave and he'll take the baby and he'll use it as leverage or he'll fight for custody of it and expect child support from her for it. I read an interview with the Blanchard family and they blame Rod for Dee Dee changing into a scammer. At the time they met, he was doing weird street hustles. Interesting. It's what Christy referred to as the blood money. Absolutely. Rod and Christy are definitely using the situation for money. Agree. And arguably, maybe even Mia, his sister. Even if Rod was just there, it may have looked better for him. Yeah. Ugh, it's just so weird. Hey, Alex. She's not in reality. Agree. Good comments, guys. Good comments. Okay, let's move on from this cringe to another cringe. Actually, I believe the next thing we share is something from the past. So let me pull up something else that's sort of in the present and involves Rod and Christy too. So we spoke last time, I think it was last time, maybe the time we spoke on one of our live chats about the lawsuit that has been an ongoing thing in court between Gypsy and this content creator whose name is Fancy, who the family was working with while Gypsy was in jail or prison to tell her story and come out with media stuff once she was released that would share her story and just opportunities for them to kind of, I guess, sell the story. And they had a falling out. So Fancy's the same woman who was in an argument with Rod on TikTok that we shared that audio in one of the live streams too, where she was basically telling him like Gypsy wasn't medically abused. And he's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, you've been lied to by all the women in your life. And he's just like taking it, whatever, the conversation. So this is what that lawsuit is about. So the update. Okay. Gypsy Rose and family versus Fancy M. On May 23rd, 2024, Gypsy Rose and her family filed a defamation lawsuit against a blogger named Fancy M from the Good Wives Network. And now she also got all the medical records and information from the family, and she has used it to, charge people on Patreon to come see it. And, she's just made like a career out of the case, basically. The Good Wives Network is owned by Fancy, and you can find Fancy's channel and page below. This channel and page reports on true crime cases and more. For the last several years, Fancy and the team covered the Gypsy Rose case on various platforms. Gypsy Rose was charged and convicted for second-degree murder of her mother, Dee Dee Blanchard, in 2015. Gypsy manipulated and coerced her boyfriend, Nick Godejohn, into stabbing her mother 17 times. Gypsy was 23 at the time and I heard she was 24. Either way, wanted to explore the love life her mother refused to allow her to have. So one night her mother was asleep. Okay, we know this story. So they plotted it together. Gypsy was sentenced to 10 years, but only served 8. You only have to serve 80% of your sentencing in the prison that she was in. But anyways, and then that was in Missouri. She was released early on good behavior, but remains on parole for a year. See, parole for a year, like that's nothing. Like not only did she get out in 8 years, but she's only on parole for a year. Nicholas Godejohn received life in prison without the possibility of parole. Back in 2017, Fancy obtained a personal relationship with Gypsy's father and stepmother, Christy and Rod Blanchard. The relationship soured 2 years later, allegedly soured due to issues with the family not being fully transparent with the network regarding the case. During their 2-year relationship, the family signed a contract with the Good Wives Network. The Blanchards wanted to get Gypsy's story into the media, and Fancy was offering to help do so. The contract was signed by Fancy and the Blanchards, and they agreed to work with Fancy in order to help spread Gypsy's story. However, in the contract, there's a clause where Fancy made it clear if projects failed to come to fruition, that she nor her team would not be held legally responsible. The Blanchards also agreed to give the network any materials needed for possible projects, which they did provide to Fancy. However, there was not a clause regarding the return of said materials. Part of those materials included Gypsy's medical records, and Blanchards are alleging that Fancy posted them for profit, which she did. It's on Patreon, and she goes live about her stuff that she has. This is part of the allegations in the lawsuit. Either way, the Blanchards agreed to the contract and signed it back in 2017, which it doesn't seem like they had a legal expert maybe help them with all this. Seems like they just took it upon themselves, but lesson learned, that contract expired back in 2019. Since there were no projects produced during the 2-year period, no income was obtained either. The family and Fancy had been at odds with each other since then. Fast forward, Gypsy was released from prison 2023, December. Fancy began covering Gypsy's release, releasing information regarding the case, and the network would also inform the public of any new updates surrounding Gypsy Rose in the last 7 to 8 months. Now the Blanchards are suing Fancy over the contract from 2017, and they are claiming that she defamed them since the split back in 2019. The Blanchards have sued Fancy for defamation, fraud, false light, and more. Fancy appeared in court for her first court date back in June of this year. The case was dismissed due to it being filed in the wrong venue. Oh my gosh. Now the Blanchard have filed a motion below requesting that the judge reconsider the decision regarding the venue. They believe the case was filed in the right venue, and they are asking the judge to overturn the dismissal. Furthermore, they are requesting that if the judge refuses the case, that he direct them to the correct venue. I've been covering this lawsuit saga since the motion filed back in May, if you're interested in understanding, and these are links to all the lawsuit stuff. So again, ongoing drama between the family, sounds like a lot of it is surrounded by the concept of money. So just wanted to share that. Let's see. Since we're going back in time, let's look at this. It's titled Got Bad Vibes from Dee Dee. Then, well, I can't read the rest of this right here. Hold on, let's just play this. And now this looks like it's from a documentary on the case.
See the boys tonight. And that's your daddy, of course.
I'm at the bowling alley, hanging out one night, going there to hear a band, and I see this girl. She looks a little different. She doesn't look like she's from around here.
Hi, my name is Dee. We're about to leave to go out. Me and Suzette, and LJ, and Michelle, and Titania. And we're gonna go do some tricks tonight. We're not treating anyone. This is how I look. Turn around.
The way she dressed and then carried herself,
Designed by Dee Dee.
she stood out from the crowd, definitely.
You the bad witch or the good witch?
She's the good one, I'm the bad one. Okay, we straightened those things out already. Yeah.
I was 17 years old. I was wild as a weed, you know. She's a little older than me, but I got her phone number and we started dating after that. She told me one morning that she's got some news.
So in another documentary, Rod says, I was 17. She told me that she was, I can't remember the age that he claimed she told him, but she was actually older than that. So for example, she told me she was 20, come to find out she was 22. So it was something along the lines of like Dee Dee lying to him about her age. So just to kind of state that, I think that that's noteworthy. Just shows Dee Dee's manipulation and lies, which we can see still being repeated by Gypsy, doing that type of stuff, lying and conniving people. And hello, everybody in chat who joined later. Thank you so much. So it's just interesting. One documentary, he says this, and then in a more recent one, he kind of like comes out saying like she lied to me about her age.
Like, really? Oh, really? Or she's pregnant. So I was. She told me one morning that she's got some news, that she's pregnant. So I was like, really? Oh, really? Already? Right away, I said, well, I guess we're going to get married. She was the perfect Southern wife. A really nice girl.
What's also, mimicking her own mother is how soon her mom and Rod got together and Dee Dee got pregnant. And he's all like, oh, really? Like already, he was shocked by it. They were only together for a couple months. So exactly being my own girl, just like her mom. Like we just see history repeating itself on so many different levels with this stuff. Yeah, avocados don't fall far from the tree. Just really interesting, though, in my opinion. Yeah, they conceive quick AF.
Nice girl, very polite, very generous, but I just never developed that special place in my heart for her. I was married only 3 months. I promised her I would always do everything I could to take care of her and the child. do what I can for them financially and mentally, but I just couldn't stay. We named her Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Once again, Letitia, you take the words out of my mouth. Like Ken never developed the connection and love for her, so he has to leave. Is that going to be foreshadowing for what takes place between Ken and Gypsy? And not only that, kind of flip it a little bit. And has Gypsy replicated what her father did to Dee Dee, and she did it to Ryan? You know, rushed into things, got married. Heart wasn't in it. So a couple months later, she's out, just like Rod did. But yeah, I definitely first thought was like, is this what Ken is going to do too?
But she may have been a little small, but by all means, she was a normal little baby.
Okay. Back to these clips that I put together and little things that I want to talk about. So this was shared in a Gypsy group. They are claiming that in these photos of Gypsy, you can see she's got a Coca-Cola near her. This is noteworthy because she claims she wasn't allowed to have soda. Hold on, not that picture, this picture. And so people have just, tried to call her out on things that are just like not adding up. Somebody wrote, if you look at the crime scene photos, there's a bunch of Pepsi cases all over the house, and Dee Dee was diabetic. So I don't think she could have been drinking all that soda. She must have been giving it to Gypsy. But in her interrogation, she tells the officers she's allergic to sugar. And remember, she kind of like said that her mother conditioned her to think that. So maybe her mom told her there wasn't sugar in Pepsi. I don't know. Too many lies to try to figure out all the truths. Okay, MK, thanks for being here. Have a wonderful night. So glad you were here. And I hope to see you soon. So then somebody also commented and said, if you pay attention in Gypsy's interrogation, she admits this. She said her mother lied. Oh, wait, okay. So no. Then somebody asked the questions, what day did Dee Dee die? Was it the 9th or the 10th or something? And she said, if you pay attention to Gypsy's interrogation, she admits this. She said her mother died on the 9th, but she also states that Nick didn't get there until the 10th. And then somebody says, it's insane how everyone skipped over all this information, yet she's out of prison 8 years later. So just noteworthy stuff, kind of brings it to the forefront of like my own opinion and my thoughts. Going back to her before the arrest, etc. There's this.
He has talked to, feels they're getting the full story.
This is actually kind of the first time I've been honest. Besides being honest, with my attorneys. Even that, I haven't been completely honest with them. So.
How would you?
So she hasn't even been completely honest with her attorneys. This, I believe, was before her sentencing, but she's in jail. I can't remember the timeline of her, but she's in cuffs right here. This is one of the first times I've really been honest. Like, okay, here we go.
Describe your...
With my mother, I could lie and think nothing of it. But this was a really big secret. My life, yes. She taught me how to be a good liar, a very good liar without any conscience. And I'm changing that. I'm trying to be a good person now. I don't want to be like my mother, and I'm nothing like her. And 2 days before, and it was about my feeding tube. I'm like, I no longer need this feeding tube. Can we please have it removed? And she said no. And I had an upcoming surgery, and I didn't want to have it, so I asked her, please tell the doctor I don't need this surgery. I've had it 20 times before. Why do we have to have it again? And she's like, there's nothing I can do about it. The doctor wants it. And so I became very numb to plan B.
So when you made this decision to take part in the killing of your mom, were you high?
Yes, I was. I was actually arrested with the pain medication in my bag.
And do you blame that for your decision?
No. I don't blame drugs. I don't blame anything. I don't make excuses. Time with me, so it would be no other time to meet him. Once all of those plans seemed to fall apart, I just got desperate. We painted each other's nails. And I acted like everything was fine. We had just recently gotten into an argument, and we had made up. And I said I was going to be a good girl. And then when she went to sleep, I guess I hurt her feelings or something.
I said I was going to be a good girl. So you lied. And then Nick comes over.
And she said, I'm starting to feel more relaxed. Don't hurt me. God, she got jealous because I was spending a little too much attention on him, and she had ordered me to stay away from him. And needless to say, that was a very long argument that lasted a couple weeks.
An argument that lasted a couple of weeks. What does that look like?
Yelling, throwing things, calling me names, bitch, slut, whore.
Did you hate your mother at that point?
I didn't hate her.
You wanted her dead.
Yes, but it was not because I hated her. It was because I wanted to escape her.
All right. And then we'll leave it at that. It's just, I pretty much agree with everything Jessie said in her comment here. Let me scroll up and find it. Because this is exactly where I was at. I believed in Gypsy's story at first, and I wanted her to get out of prison early. Yes, I did. Stated it numerous times. But then they started these interviews, and I changed my mind quickly. And I've seen the lack of any type of change from her. Her actions don't match her words. And exactly. Lies, performative for the parole board, right. Remember, we only know about the chained into the bed by Gypsy. Exactly. And that was one of the things that Fancy asked Rod. Do you have any proof that Gypsy was actually chained to the bed by anything besides Gypsy's own words? And he said, no, I don't. Yes, we see. You're a great liar. We believe that for sure. I think Gypsy was an abuser, not her mom. I think Dee Dee was afraid of her. Gypsy talked to her like crap. She's exactly like her mother. Johnny. I do not believe she is a good person, not even a little bit. Yeah, that's true. Drugs will change a person. Clearly, she hates her mother and didn't want her to be a part of her life. I don't believe her. She has no remorse, fake tears. She's a very good actress, but she hasn't changed much over the years. She repeats the same patterns of lying, manipulating, and using people. And ironically, Ken, I believe, is using her. Give her an Oscar. I don't believe a word. Fake. Her cries sound different now. Yeah, pretty much that. Nope, I don't buy it. Did she have her tear ducts removed too? Yes. Gypsy outsmarted a lot of people for a long time and is still doing it, sadly. Yep, I feel Gypsy was physically abused Dee Dee, and she was scared of Gypsy. I could see that. Yeah, then you should have walked out the door. Nope, all fake. Yes, cries without tears. Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything you guys are saying. Yeah, I don't think she wants to break the cycle. I agree, guys. Totally agree. I'll have to check Being Bio Girl. Let me check. I haven't really been looking. Where was it? On YouTube? Or I mean on Facebook? But anyways, guys, let's meet back here tomorrow night. Hello, Sprinkled Donut. She was 24 years old, and her and Nick could have just left together. Exactly. Let's be real. But yes, hi, Little Red, and everyone else who joined. You'll have to restart it or just hit the like button, watch it later. Tomorrow night, I want to go through the Jen Soto audio of her interview that's been released. So I know other YouTubers have already listened to it and reacted. I think that since we've dug into a lot of those documents, that it would serve us to listen to her through audio. I wish we could get a visual of the interview because I think body language and facial expressions, etc., is really important too. So I'm going to take the audio and take out the commentary from the other YouTubers and then just do our own commentary. So I'll work on that tomorrow. So we're going to listen to Jen Soto's police interview tomorrow. And then Thursday, we do the Watts deep dive. And then Friday, we'll see. There was also a new Court TV segment on Sebastian Rogers' case. Maybe we'll watch that on Friday. Don't know. But I appreciate everyone being here. Even if this was your first live stream, I'm so glad you were here. Hit that like button. Again, thank you to my moderators. You guys are awesome. And we will talk tomorrow night. So meet me on here. Yes, Being Bio Girl, I hearted your response and it's been posted in the group. So I hope that helps any way that it can. But yes, see you tomorrow night. So goodbye, everybody.